Hi, everybody. Hope you had a great weekend. It is Monday evening on this Labor Day, and I can't believe that after hitting 99 degrees this past Saturday and then cooling down so dramatically today, that just like that, not only starting Wednesday, are we going to get into another run of 3 to 4 days consecutively of 90-degree temperatures, but there's even a better chance of hitting 100 this week than the fact that we just missed it back on Saturday. So for so late in the season, good grief. Here's a look at the upper level model on Thursday. Notice the 591 contour line arcing well north of Washington, the 594 upper level high, or the heat dome, there it is. And the ridging, really impressive, extends all the way up through BC, up in Canada. So this is hot weather pushing well to the north. Now, here's what I think you'll find interesting. I found it interesting enough to look it up. So the latest that PDX, those records go back to 1940. The latest PDX, the airport in Portland, has hit 100 degrees in any calendar year is September 5th. Well, that's this Thursday. We could do it this Thursday. Portland could also do it on Friday, which will be the 6th. And if so, this would become an historic heat wave because we would break the all-time record for the latest in the season to see a 100-degree temperature. 2024 so far, the number of 90-degree days or hotter, we've been up into the 100s, those 3 days in July, is 24. So if we hit 90 degrees or better on Wednesday, which I think we will, we do it every day into Saturday, all of a sudden, just like that, we'll be up to 28. Well, the most we've ever had, you may recall, was 31 days back in the summer of 2018. So if we hit 28 this Saturday, and then if there's another little spurt of hot weather, which there could be into mid-September, then all of a sudden we're knocking on that door. Here's what I really find interesting, and I hope you do too. So the average number of 90-degree days is a stat that's been kept forever, going all the way back to downtown Portland and PDX going back to 1940. So if you just look, remember I'm not talking about what's causing it, but it is absolutely factual, talking site specific for Portland. This is not even something you can argue. Our summers are getting warmer. Maybe it's a cycle, maybe it's a fairly short-term cycle, but for the time being, our summers are getting warmer. I take these records myself. I compute them myself. This is not something you can argue. It's fact. So for the last 10 years, 2014 to 2023, this is just a 10-year cycle. We're now averaging 22 days of 90 degrees or more. And the span in those 10 years, as little as only 11 90-degree days. That was not that long ago, the summer of 2019. Of course, the most, the summer of 2018, the year before, when we hit 31. Here's what's interesting. So the Weather Service keeps historic 30-year averages that are reset every 10 years, if that makes sense. So the climate average in 1981 to 2010 was 11 days. Now, I realize I'm not exactly talking apples to apples. Here's a 30-year data set, and it was 11 days. But if you accept the fact that the records show that we are dramatically warming our summers right now overall, and you just take a snapshot of the last 10 years, it gives you an idea of how much. 22 days. Again, I realize it's not apples to apples, 30 years to 10 years, but the records that we continue to break for summer heat are just absolutely astounding. Let's hope it's not a long-term cycle. Of course, a lot of people arguing that it is. We'll find out, I guess. All right, so that's all very interesting. Quick word to the Momentus Wealth podcast. You can listen on Apple Podcasts. You can also listen on Spotify. Again, this is a podcast that has a whole library for you to choose from of different investment topics, brought to you by the local investment firm that I trust that does my mutual funds and my retirement planning, Momentus Wealth Management, licensed in both Oregon and Washington. Search their podcast and search their firm. Really support Todd Pisarcik and his firm that he founded. In fact, it's pretty cool. All right, let's get you into some hot weather. This is the European model. This is Wednesday. So today, and I'll talk about today in a moment, only 70 in Portland. Tomorrow, 80. Wednesday, here we go. This supports mid 90s in parts of the Portland metro area, 94 down in Salem, 93, 91 down into Lane County, 96 degrees out into Pendleton, low 90s in Central Oregon. This is Wednesday, day one. We know Thursday is going to be hotter. Let's check it out. Here's Thursday afternoon. Look at the weather models. Anywhere from 97 to 100 to 101 in the Portland metro area, and the same down through Marion County, 97 down in Eugene, 100 out in Pendleton, mid 90s in Central Oregon. Again, Thursday's date, the 5th, is the latest in the season we've ever hit 100 degrees. Could we do it on Friday the 6th and set the all-time record? This shows maybe. Metro temps, 97, 96, maybe 100. That would be a record. To 101 to 101 to 99 down through Marion County, to 96 in Eugene, to 103 out in Pendleton, right about 100 over here in Deschutes County in Central Oregon, 99, 99. Now, everything supports how hot we get Thursday and Friday. We will not be as hot on Saturday. This shows Saturday 80s to maybe low 90s. If you look at the numbers, 86, 89, 90 here in the valley, still 104 degrees out in Pendleton. And then that cool off continues into Sunday. So all the models are pretty much in agreement with what I'm talking about and the numbers that I'm giving you. This just happens to be the European model, but again, pretty much all the models are in fact in agreement. So why are we getting hot? Why are we at least on this 10 to 20 year cycle going back to 2000 of summers doing this? I did a climate report some time ago and it showed that since 2000, month to month to month, including winter months in Portland, we've warmed anywhere from, I think it was about 1 to 2.5 degrees, just off my memory bank. I don't have the exact numbers memorized, but it was somewhere in that ballpark. So what's going on for the summers? See this, this is Wednesday. Here's what you can call a heat dome if you like. It's the center of hot weather. Nothing new about these upper level highs being the center of hot weather, but heat dome has become a very popular term for this. Here it is, the 594 contour over Nevada, California, New Mexico, and the ridging itself up into the BC of Canada. So these ridges are getting stronger more often, and I'm going to say the same thing again, but we're seeing these more often. And that's why the fact that these are getting stronger and the fact that we're seeing these upper level highs in general set up and park themselves more often during the months June, July, August, and September than we used to is why we're getting these increased spurts of 90-degree weather. And it's why instead of hitting a 90-degree temperature here or there, we're doing it now 3 days in a row, 4 days in a row, 5 days in a row. We did it 7 days in a row back in July when we had 100-degree temperatures 3 days in a row. So that's what's going on. These heat domes are just forming more often, and when they do form, they're often stronger than they used to be. So look at this thing. Remember, the hottest weather is going to be Thursday and Friday. Here's Friday, still ridging up into Canada. The 594 high migrates a little bit over the Four Corners, but we're still definitely in the hot weather. And this time around, looks like we get a bit of an east wind, which is a hot heating wind for us on Thursday and Friday as well. Now, if you keep playing this, here is Sunday. See this big upper level trough starting to swing in. Other models, well, it's just going to go to right there. Other models hold this trough off until as late as Tuesday, but I think we definitely get some cooling on Sunday. And for right now, we have either a chance of rain on Monday and Tuesday of next week, maybe both days, as this cooler air starts to come in. So that would end, of course, the chance of the hot weather that we've been dealing with. I want to show you this. This is courtesy of KGW TV, the visible satellite picture I showed on TV. This is 8 o'clock in the morning. Let me see if I can, yeah, the clock is not right. I think this was going on the noon hour. So forgive me, the imagery clock was not correct. I remember that, but this was right about the noon hour today. Look how just solid the low cloud deck is. You can see it hitting the gaps of the Cascades, and then it clears as you go out through the gorge. It was clear up at Timberline, but boy, there was that low pressure center that came inland today. Remember, we talked about this. We talked about a chance of rain. We talked about, I didn't really have a good handle on who was going to get rain and who wouldn't, but we would definitely see scattered showers in the region. We had thunderstorms today scattered out east. Well, it turns out what happened was that low helped pull in solid low marine deck that just produced light rain, or really it was drizzle, for hours and hours this morning into the afternoon, and PDX put 3/100ths of an inch of mostly drizzle in the record book. So all things considered, did the forecast nail what was going to happen today? My forecast? Absolutely not. and we only hit 70 degrees. But if you watched me, you will remember me saying this low, and I was positive we were going to have some precipitation in the state, but I wasn't really sure how it was going to sit up. Well, this is what happened. This is the way the whole thing set up today. We had the hours of drizzle. Hope it didn't mess with your day too much. Okay, real quick, let's run through some forecast numbers. This goes in Medford, 102 Wednesday, 104 Thursday, 104 Friday. Chance of a thunderstorm, 99 on Saturday, still 90s on Sunday. Wow, hot weather. There's Ben, 83 tomorrow. Here comes the warm up, 90s on Wednesday, 95, 97 on Friday, still 90 or better into Sunday. Wow. How hot Seattle going to get? 73 tomorrow, gradual clearing, 78 Wednesday, sunny, mid 80s Thursday, Friday, and then cooling down going into the weekend. Okay. All right. How about Newport? There is a bit of an east wind flow. I think there could be, or there will be, I think 80-degree temperatures at the beach Thursday and Friday with a lot of sun. Those are the two warmest days. This shows actually 78 Wednesday, 81 Thursday, 77 Friday. Wonder what Astoria shows. Now look at that, 86 degrees on Thursday. That's very believable. 81 Wednesday, and not as warm Friday, but boy, that 86 on Thursday is very believable. Could even be close to 90 on Thursday along the coast. So it looks like Thursday is the best bet. If you love summer, warm, clear days at the beach, it looks like Thursday this week is your best chance to go do that. And here's Portland 7-day. I'm going 80 tomorrow, morning clouds, maybe some patchy drizzle, but absolutely clearing out tomorrow during the day. All sunny, 95 Wednesday, 99, maybe 100 on Thursday. I am going 100 on Friday. That would set the all-time record if we make it for the latest in the season. Still 90s on Saturday, but not nearly as hot. Cooling down on Sunday to 87, and then shower chance on Monday and Tuesday to start next week. I'm meteorologist Rod Hill. Thanks for subscribing. If you haven't, please do so. It helps me out. We'll watch this heat wave together. And for now, I'll wish you a good night.